This is Sade, Nigerian-British singer-songwriter who is the lead vocalist in her band, Sade. Now, if you're looking for one of the most successful British female artists in history, also a multi-Grammy winner, and somebody that has sold millions of albums worldwide, you came to the right place. This video will examine the life and music of Sade. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sade. Helen Folasade Adu was born on the 16th of January 1959 in Nigeria. Her middle name, Folasade, means crowned with wealth in Yoruba. Her parents are Sade Adu, a Nigerian lecturer in economics of Yoruba background, and Anne Hayes, an English district nurse. They met in London, married in 1955, and moved to Nigeria. Sade was 4 years old when her parents separated. Hayes returned to England with Sade and elder brother Banji to live with their maternal grandparents near Colchester, Essex. At age 11, Sade moved to Holland-on-Sea, Essex with her mother and brother. After completing her education at Clacton County High School and Colchester Institute at the age of 18, she moved to London and studied fashion design at St. Martin's School of Art. After completing a 3-year degree in fashion design and later modeling briefly, Sade began backup singing with British band Pride. During this time, she formed a songwriting partnership with Pride's guitarist Stuart Matthewman. Together backed by Pride's rhythm section, they began doing their own sets at Pride gigs. Her solo performances of the song Smooth Operator, co-written with Ray St. John, attracted record companies' attention, and in 1983, Sade and Matthewman split from Pride along with keyboardist Alan Hale, bassist Paul Denman, and drummer Paul Cook to form the band Sade. By the time she performed her first show at London's Heaven nightclub, she had become so popular that 1,000 people were turned away at the door. In May 1983, Sade performed her first U.S. show at New York City's Danceteria nightclub. On the 18th of October 1983, Sade Adu signed with Epic Records. The rest of the band signed in 1984. Following the record deal, the group began recording their debut album, Diamond Life, which took 6 weeks to record and was recorded entirely at the Power Plant in London. Diamond Life was released on the 16th of July 1984, reached number 2 in the UK album chart, sold over 1.2 million copies in the UK, and won the Brit Award for Best Brit Album in 1985. The album was also a hit internationally, reaching number 1 in several countries and the top 10 in the US, where it sold in excess of 4 million copies. Diamond Life had international sales of over 6 million copies, becoming one of the top-selling debut recordings of the 1980s and the best-selling debut ever by a British female vocalist. Your Love Is King was released as the album's lead single on the 25th of February 1984 and was a success in European territories, charting at number 7 in Ireland and number 6 on the UK singles chart. The song was less successful in the US, where it peaked at number 54 on the US Billboard Hot 100. The third single, Smooth Operator, was released on the 15th of September 1984 and became the most successful song in the US from the album Diamond Life. The track peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and the US Billboard Hot Black singles, as well as peaking at number 1 on the US Billboard Adult Contemporary chart. In Europe, the song fared well, peaking at number 19 in the UK and reaching the top 20 in Austria, Switzerland, France, and Germany. In late 1985, the band released their second album, Promise, which peaked at number 1 in both the UK and the US and became the band's first album to reach number 1 on the US Billboard 200. The album topped the charts in 1986 and spent 2 weeks at the peak position. Eventually, the album went on to sell 4 million copies in the region and was certified 4 times platinum by the Recording Industries Association of America. The album spawned 2 singles, Never As Good As the First Time and The Sweetest Taboo, the latter of which was released as the album's lead single and stayed on the US Hot 100 for 6 months. The Sweetest Taboo peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on the US Adult Contemporary chart, and number 3 on the US Hot R&B Hip Hop Singles and Tracks. Sade was so popular that some radio stations reinstated the 1970s practice of playing album tracks, adding Is It a Crime and Tar Baby to their playlist. The following year, 1986, the band won a Grammy Award for Best New Artist. In 1986, Sade made her acting debut in Absolute Beginners, a film adapted from the Colin McGuinness book of the same name about life in late 1950s London. Sade played the role of Athene Duncannon and lent her vocals to the film's accompanying soundtrack. The film was screened out of competition at the 1986 Cannes Film Festival and grossed £1.8 million in the UK. Sade's third album, Stronger Than Pride, was released on May 3, 1988, and like Sade's previous album, became a commercial success and certified 3-time platinum in the US. The album was popularized by 4 singles, most notably the album's second single, Paradise, which peaked at number 16 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and peaked at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, becoming the band's first single to do so. Love Deluxe was released as the band's 4th studio album on the 26th of October 1992. The album peaked at number 3 on the US Billboard 200 and has sold 3.4 million copies in the US. The album was later certified 4 times platinum by the RIAA for shipments of 4 million copies. The album was also commercially successful elsewhere, reaching number 1 in France and reaching the top 10 in New Zealand, Sweden, Switzerland, and the UK. The album went on to be certified gold in the United Kingdom. In November 1994, the group released their first compilation album, The Best of Sade. The album was another top 10 hit in both the United Kingdom and the United States, certified platinum and 4 times platinum respectively. The compilation album included material from Sade's previous albums as well as a cover version of Please Send Me Someone to Love, originally by Percy Mayfield. Following an 8-year hiatus, the band released their 5th studio album, Lovers Rock, on the 13th of November, year 2000, and received positive reviews from music critics. The album reached number 18 on the UK album chart, number 3 on the US Billboard 200, and has since been certified triple platinum by the RIAA, having sold 3.9 million copies in the United States by February 2010. On the 27th of February 2002, the album earned Sade the Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Album, and the lead single, By Your Side, was nominated for the 2002 Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Although the single lost out to Nelly Furtado's I'm Like a Bird, it has been listed as the 48th greatest love song of all time by VH1. To promote the album, Sade and the band embarked on their 5th concert tour entitled Lovers Rock Tour. The tour was announced via the band's website in April 2001. The announcement stated the tour would begin in the summer of 2001 with 30 shows. Initial dates were rescheduled due to extended rehearsal time. The shows sold well, with many stops adding additional shows. In August 2001, the tour was extended by 8 weeks due to ticket demand. Deemed by many critics as a comeback tour, it marked the band's first performances since 1994 and took place in 2001. Although many believed the trek would expand to other countries, this did not occur. With over 40 shows, it became the 13th biggest tour in North America, earning over $26 million. Following the tour, the band released their 5th live album, Lovers Live, on the 5th of February 2002 by Epic Records. Lovers Live reached number 10 on the US Billboard 200 and number 51 on the UK album charts, the band's first album to miss the top 20 in the UK. The album was certified gold by the RIAA on the 7th of March 2002, having reached US sales of 562,000 copies, while the DVD was certified platinum on the 30th of January 2003 for shipping 100,000 copies. Following the release of Lovers Rock, Sade took a 10-year hiatus, during which she raised her child and moved to the Caribbean. During this time, she made a rare public appearance for an award ceremony that took place in 2002 to accept the Order of the British Empire at Buckingham Palace for service to music. The band's 6th studio album, Soldier of Love, was released worldwide on the 8th of February 2010 and was their first album in 10 years to contain new material. Upon release, the album received positive reviews and became a success. The album debuted atop the Billboard 200 in the United States, with first week sales at 502,000 copies. Soldier of Love became the band's first album to debut at number 1 and the band's second album to peak at number 1 on the charts. The album also had the best sales week by a group since Australian band AC/DC released their album Black Ice and entered the Billboard 200 at #1 on November 2008. Consequently, the band became the act with the longest time between #1 albums, as the band's Promise in 1985 and Soldier of Love were separated by 24 years, 10 months, and 2 weeks. The first single and title track, Soldier of Love, premiered on US radio on the 8th of December 2009 and was released digitally on the 11th of January 2010. At the 53rd Annual Grammy Awards in 2011, the title track won Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals, while the song Baby Father was nominated for Best Pop Performance by a Group or Group with Vocals. In April 2011, the band began their Sade Live Tour, also known as the Once in a Lifetime Tour and the Soldier of Love Tour. The band toured Europe, the Americas, Australia, and Asia to promote the band's 6th studio album and their 2nd compilation album, The Ultimate Collection, in 2011. This trek marked the band's first tour in nearly a decade and ranked 27th in Pollstar's Top 50 Worldwide Tours, earning over $20 million. At the conclusion of 2011, the band placed 10th on Billboard's annual Top 25 Tours, earning over $50 million with 59 shows. The tour was chronicled with Bring Me Home Live 2011, released in May 2012. In March 2018, she and the reunited Sade Band released the acoustic ballad Flower of the Universe for the soundtrack of the Disney film A Wrinkle in Time. After asking Sade to contribute to the album, director Ava DuVernay wrote, "I never thought she'd say yes, but asked anyways." Later that year, Sade released The Big Unknown for the soundtrack to the 20th Century Fox film Widows. The film director Steve McQueen stated that Sade agreed to write the song for the film because the original series of Widows had deeply resonated with her. For a couple of weeks in 2022, the band visited Miraval Studios in France for the first time since recording some of their albums Promise and Stronger Than Pride. The successor of Soldier of Love is rumored to be in progress. I hope you enjoyed this video on my favorite British female vocalist, Sade. Now, if you've got a band or musician you'd like featured on this YouTube channel, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. Thanks for dropping by. Rock on.